In World War II, every belligerent fielded a wide range of hand-thrown and launched explosives, varied in shape, purpose, and destructive power, yet all capable of turning the tide of a skirmish in an instant. Today, we catalog every grenade used during the conflict. We begin with the United States, the arsenal of democracy's contributions. Mk2 Pineapple Fragmentation Grenade. The classic Mark II, commonly called the Pineapple for its deeply serrated cast iron exterior, was America's standard fragmentation hand bomb. Engineered to break into many predictable fragments, it became the ubiquitous infantry grenade carried by GIs throughout the war. Mk32 Offensive Concussion Grenade. Built for assaults where the thrower lacked cover, the Mark III delivered a powerful blast effect rather than relying on jagged shrapnel. Its concussion-focused design made it useful for clearing unclosed spaces and bunkers while reducing the risk of friendly fragmentation injuries. M15 White Phosphorus. Willie Pete. The M15 was a fearsome incendiary device. On detonation, it dispersed burning phosphorus that produced thick smoke screens and inflicted severe, difficult-to-extinguish burns, a terrifying combination of concealment and thermal injury. M18 Colored Smoke Signaling Grenade. The M18 produced vivid plumes of colored smoke and was used primarily to mark landing zones or to identify friendly locations for aircraft and artillery observers rather than to inflict damage. M14 Thermite Incendiary Sabotage Grenade. Packed with thermite, the M14 burned at temperatures exceeding 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt engine blocks, gun breeches, and steel plating, intended to destroy material rather than personnel. M9A1 Anti-Tank Rifle Grenade, Rifle-Launched Shaped Charge. Fired from the muzzle of a standard infantry rifle, the M9A1 gave foot soldiers a way to attack armored vehicles from a distance, employing a shaped charge warhead to penetrate tank armor. M17 Impact Fragmentation Contact Detonated Grenade. Unlike time delay fuses, the M17 was designed to explode on impact. Though conceptually useful, its sensitive mechanism proved hazardous in practice, and it was withdrawn from widespread service relatively early. M7A1CS Gas. Tear Gas Grenade. Used for riot control and for flushing out enemies from unclosed spaces, the M7A1 released CS irritant gas and was particularly employed in the Pacific Theater to clear cave and tunnel systems. Now we turn to Germany, Wehrmacht and SS grenades and anti-personnel devices. Steel hand grenade, stick grenade, the legendary potato masher. The long wooden handle gave German troops extra leverage, enabling longer throws compared with the heavy spherical grenades used by the Allies. Steel hand grenade 43, simplified stick grenade. As wartime shortages and urgency mounted, the Model 43 streamlined the classic stick grenade. They relocated the detonator to the head and eliminated the need for a hollowed handle. Hand grenade 39, egg grenade. Small and oval, the Model 39 was lightweight and lethal. Its compact form allowed soldiers to carry many of them and made it a favored choice for assault troops. Cabalti Ladung, bundle charge. A crude anti-tank improvisation, this was a standard stick grenade with 6 supplementary explosive heads wired around it. The resulting blast could maim tracks or disable light armor when used against vehicles. Naval hand grenade 39, smoke stick. Looking much like the explosive stick grenade but painted with a white band, the naval hand grenade released smoke to conceal movement or suppress enemy observation. Panzerabwehrmine 1L, Panzerwerfmann, throwable anti-tank device. Intended for Luftwaffe ground units, this weapon used canvas fins that deployed in flight to stabilize the warhead and improve its chance of striking armor at an effective angle. Haftladung 3, magnetic anti-tank charge. A fearsome close assault device, this magnetic-shaped charge required a soldier to run up to an armored vehicle, affix the charge to the hull, start the fuse, and retreat before detonation. Discus/discus hand grenade, turtle grenade. Shaped like a discus, this hand bomb armed itself through centrifugal force as it spun through the air and was designed to detonate on impact. Blenkerper 2H, glass smoke. A teardrop-shaped glass bulb filled with irritant chemicals. When smashed against armor, it released a cloud of choking smoke intended to force crewmen to abandon their vehicles. The Wehrspring Grenade 30, rifle grenade. A standard high-explosive rifle-launched grenade giving infantry a form of lightweight, direct-fire artillery. Wurfgrenade 326, signal pistol launch grenade. A small, fin-stabilized round fired from a flare or signal pistol to project an explosive charge over short distances. Next, we cover the United Kingdom and Commonwealth grenades. Mills Bomb No. 36M, the classic British grenade. The Mills No. 36M was a heavy cast iron fragmentation device, pineapple-styled and noted for reliable detonation and a dangerously large fragmentation pattern. Number 69, High Explosive Concussion, Bakelite. Encased in Bakelite plastic, the number 69 produced a powerful blast effect with minimal shrapnel, making it safer for use in confined spaces and training scenarios. Number 74, Sticky Bomb. A glass sphere coated in strong adhesive and shrouded by a wool sock, the sticky bomb was meant to be stripped and affixed to tanks. In practice, it often failed to stick to dusty armor and could adhere to the thrower instead. Number 82, Gammon Bomb. Favored by airborne troops, the gammon was essentially a satchel charge, a bag of plastic explosive with a fuse that could be shaped to fit the required demolitions task. Number 75, Hawkins Mine. Shaped like a flat flask, the Hawkins could be deployed as a buried anti-personnel/anti-vehicle mine or thrown against vehicle tracks. It was a versatile tool for home defense and resistance operations. Number 73, Thermos Anti-Tank. Resembling a thermos, the number 73 was a tin can packed with high explosive, powerful but heavy and awkward to hurl. Number 77, White Phosphorus. Like the American Willie Pete, the number 77 produced intense white phosphorus smoke for screening and incendiary effects. Number 68, Anti-Tank Rifle Grenade. One of the first operational shaped charge weapons, the number 68 was fired from a cup discharger on a rifle and could penetrate early war tank armor. Number 27, Standard Smoke Grenade. A chemical smoke device used to screen movements, mark positions, and obscure infantry advances. We move on to the Soviet Union Red Army grenades. F1 Limonka Fragmentation Grenade. The Soviet F1, nicknamed Limonka or Little Lemon, traced design lineage to French devices and was a defensive cast iron fragmentation grenade with a wide lethal radius. RGD-33 Stick Grenade. A relatively complex Soviet stick grenade that required a particular throwing technique to arm. It could accept a fragmentation sleeve to increase its lethality in defensive contexts. RG-42 Cylindrical Grenade. Born of necessity, the RG-42 was a simple tin can grenade filled with explosive and a coiled metal liner for fragmentation. Its straightforward construction made it easy to mass-produce even in besieged factories. KS Molotov Cocktail Improvised Incendiary Bottle. The factory-produced Soviet KS bottles contained self-igniting mixtures, turning humble glass containers into effective anti-tank incendiaries. VPGS-41 Rod-Type Rifle Grenade. This rod-launched grenade gave Red Army infantry extra reach, but the rod could damage the rifle barrel, a problem that led to its eventual replacement. Now for Imperial Japan's ordnance. Type 97 Hand Grenade. Japanese Fragmentation Bomb. The standard Japanese grenade required the user to strike the fuse against a hard surface, often a helmet, to ignite it before throwing. Type 91 Multipurpose Grenade. Versatile fuse design. The Type 91 was multipurpose. It could be thrown, launched from a rifle, or used as a mortar shell in certain applications. Type 98 Stick Grenade, modeled on the German stick design and regional copies. The Type 98 was a high-explosive blast grenade used by the Imperial Army. Type 99 Kiska Grenade, improved design. The Type 99 advanced the earlier Type 97 by replacing the serrated body with a smooth exterior and a more dependable fuse. Type 4 Pottery/Ceramic Grenade, home defense ordnance. As metal shortages grew late in the war, Japan manufactured grenades from pottery or ceramic, crude porcelain devices filled with explosive for last-ditch defense. Type 3 Conical Anti-Tank Grenade, shaped charge anti-armor round. Equipped with a hemp tail to stabilize flight, this design aimed to pierce Allied armor if the infantryman could approach close enough. Lunge Mine Suicide Anti-Tank Weapon. A desperate, brutal device, a shaped charge on a pole intended for a soldier to lunge at a tank, sacrifice himself, and destroy the vehicle. Type 89 Knee Mortar Shell, hand-thrown emergency use. Japanese troops sometimes hurled these mortar rounds by hand when necessary, lacking a proper delay fuse. Doing so is extremely hazardous. Italy's grenades follow. SRCM Mod 935 Red Devil. The most common Italian hand bomb. Small, light, painted red, and fitted with an impact mechanism that could become dangerous after a failed throw. OTO Mod 35 Impact Grenade. Containing a lead ball surrounded by explosives, the OTO-35 detonated on striking the ground. Rita Mod 35, noted for a long safety strip. Like other Italian devices of the period, it typically relied on impact fusing rather than time delay. Finally, France and the Lesser Axis or occupied powers. French F1 Defensive Fragmentation Grenade. The French F1 was an influential cast-iron defensive grenade whose design inspired several later grenades used by other nations. OF1 Offensive Grenade. A lighter, thin metal offensive weapon relying on blast pressure instead of lethal fragments so troops could advance immediately after detonation. MOD 1937 Offensive Grenade. A modernized, stamped metal design that was lightweight and easy to manufacture. ET-40 Filipinka Polish Resistance Grenade. Produced clandestinely by the Polish Home Army, the Filipinka was an impact-style anti-tank design that demonstrated the resistance's ability to create effective ordnance under occupation. 36 Arambexi, or local equivalent, Hungarian Infantry Grenade. The standard hand bomb for Hungary's forces featured an impact arming system that worked in flight and was among the more sophisticated designs from the Axis minor partners. This exhaustive walkthrough, from U.S. fragmentation and incendiary devices to German stick grenades and improvised anti-tank charges, from British satchels and sticky bombs to Soviet mass-produced cans and Japanese desperate improvisations, shows how every nation adapted explosive technology to meet tactical, logistical, and industrial realities during World War II. Each design reflected doctrine, manufacturing capability, and the brutal demands of modern, close-quarters combat.